We are live 364 days a year.
What are we doing here?
If Dom turns at SummerSlam, I'm shaving my moustache off. I've told you, if that happens, it's going. My lip is cold because of a stupid bet that I made with YouTube.
Oh, good.
Wrestle's better than Daniel Bryan Daniels. Better than Okada.
How do you not get fishy after Monday Night Raw?
Welcome to Wrestling Republic's daily broadcast, a show where a rotating cast of wrestling fans from around the world come and share and debate their opinions, with live comments from all of you shown throughout, as after all, fans are what makes wrestling so special. So sit back, grab a beverage and enjoy the show. Good evening, wrestling fans. I'm your host, Ben Allison, and you are watching Wrestling Republic's daily broadcast. It is a Sunday, and you bet it's a fun day here at Wrestling Republic as well. And we are doing a new show once again this week, and it's called Unpopular Opinions, where each one of the panel, one by one, including myself, give their most unpopular opinion in wrestling right now, and the others, well, they give their response to it. It's going to be a fun one, but let me introduce the panel one by one. Let's kick things off with Clark Taylor. And Clark, I know you are very happy today, aren't you?
I am super fired up. Play Freebird. The United States defeat Canada to win the gold in the Winter Olympics. We'll take it. First time since the Miracle on Ice. Let's go. What a great way to start the day. I do have to apologize. There's a car that's literally parked on my block right now. It's got the most chrome you've ever seen on it, and the sun is directly in my eyeballs right now. And it may be the funniest part about this intro. They have to move shortly, though. It does appear that it's just a pickup or drop-off situation. But I'm fired up to be here as a guy that has a lot of unpopular opinions. I can't wait to get into the show because, man, do I love the concept.
I also have just realized an issue, Clark, right? Because the fact that there's a light shining in your eyes is not currently the biggest issue right now, and neither is the fact that I apparently can't talk. But it's that I have misspelt the word wrestling 4 times on the side graphics for today, so we are going to have to just put up with that for the show.
Oh, no, that's fine. We just missed the one letter, and we're going to... People know. Just by the way, talk about a Freudian slip. I didn't notice it until you pointed it out.
Yeah. Oh,
we could have got away with it scot-free.
We won't have, right? Because I know that DCX Warlord's going to join this stream and he's going to be commenting it straight away. But Neo Drain in the comments, spelling mistakes happen to the best of us, absolutely, and me more than most, it seems. Donnie Da Silva saying those refs were more crooked than Earl Hebner and Jessica Carr. Congrats, US team, on your crooked win. Clark, he's not taking this well.
I'll tell you what, the only thing that was crooked was Hellubuck's stick every time you made a stick save. On you Canadians, I love you, Donnie, but man, can't wait for that rematch because it's been fun. Between this and the 4 and everything, the rivalry's back, man. Hockey's back, and sincerely, like, no knock on the Canadian national team because, man, y'all are so good. I want to watch that game 100 times. Like, it's just so much fun.
Well, I'll knock you both. You just go round hitting a ball with sticks. It's not even a real ball, it's a puck, as it's called.
Vulcanized rubber.
It's just a bit of rubber, right? Real men play football. Real people play football. And not the American football, right, where you don't use your feet, really, but the European. Everywhere outside America, right? That is the real football. And in the real football today, Arsenal proved that North London is red. We defeated Tottenham. Eze made it look too easy. But also joining us today, we have Angie. How are you, Angie?
What is up, everyone? Thank you so much for having me for today's Sunday Fun Day. Also, I did see that game of Canada versus America, and I'm just like, I can't believe we actually beat them at their own game.
Ooh.
So glad to be an American for the sports at least.
It is a rough L for Canada. The one sport they're good at, they lose to the United States. But also joining us today, we have Mary. How are you, Mary?
USA, USA, USA.
USA.
If there's one sport that I love more than professional wrestling, it is hockey. And go USA, man. Let's get it. Sunday fun day. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah.
I didn't know we had so many hockey fans at Wrestling Republic. Really?
You know, the two weirdly go hand in hand. A lot of the people that I knew previous to even joining WR, Ben, in the US that I watched a lot of wrestling with are hockey fans. Truthfully, there is a crossover
ever.
I promise you on that in the US and Canada for that matter. Ask Donnie about this. It's just the truth.
Let us know in the comments. He's Canadian, right? I understand hockey's big in Canada. I know
that's my point.
much.
Is the double crossover for North America in general? Like it's like but Donnie, don't do that. You know you watch the game.
It's getting political in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. Before that happens, let me make it political when it comes to wrestling, right? Because my unpopular opinion is that Kevin Dunn was better than Lee Fitting is right now. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. But yes, he did way too many camera cuts. He did. I'll admit that. But what Lee Fitting has done, he has tried to turn sports entertainment into an actual sport. He's gotten rid of the entertainment part and he's just trying to make it like a sport. I don't want to see every wrestler in the roster walk into the venue every single week. It's boring. I want to see a cool intro. What happened to them? Bring them back. The fireworks, the pyro, I want it all. A banger theme song. They still have the theme songs, but there's no intro for it, and quite frankly, I'm sick of it. And especially for the heels, seeing them walk in every week, it kind of makes it feel less larger than life. It kind of, I don't know, it kind of feels faker than it should, if you want to use that word, right? So I'm going to be honest, I miss Kevin Dunn when it came to these intros and to just the production in general, Clark.
I can't believe you would lead with this argument knowing full well that I have camera cut authority on this show as well. I can start doing Kevin Dunn and show you what it looks like if you want to see it, right?
Good.
Like we just keep cutting and like, oh, look at me. Look at them. Oh, everyone, look, it's Mary this time. This is a Kevin Dunn show. Yeah, it's like, it's perfect. Okay. I mean, here's the scoop. I think at the end of the day, Kevin Dunn took a lot of heat, especially at the end of his career. I hear where you're coming from, actually, unfortunately, on some of the things. But where I strongly disagree is that it's like worse. The way it was filmed on Roman's entrance in the Range Rover before the Punk promo, the way things like that have been filmed are unique to the modern style. They don't necessarily reflect something that Kevin Dunn would have done or ever did. And I didn't mean to Dunn pun. Now I'm basically writing a rap song.
How much has Kevin Dunn done?
Yeah, how much has Kevin Dunn done in how big is his fingerprint on the industry? And I mean, for me, I disagree in the sense that I do think the shots are cleaner nowadays. And I think that there's some of the things that are missing, I wouldn't directly attribute to the fact that Kevin Dunn's missing. And that's where I strongly disagree.
They literally had intros until the week he came in. And then they did these walk-ins. Like that was his idea. Doing these walk-ins were him. Like that was genuinely his idea.
And they're good, which is fair, right? We can give credit where it's due.
Are they good?
I like the walk-ins. I think they're good. But wait a minute. Wait, how can you argue that Kevin Dunn came up with the new idea, but he's not even there to execute it? So we're not going to hang on.
No, sorry. I misheard you. I'm saying Lee Fitting came up with that. Sorry.
Yes. And I dig that. I love that stuff. If you look at the pre-show for an NBA game, people walking in an NFL game, the walk-ins, all that stuff, it does tons of traction on social media.
It does.
I think it's really smart.
But that's because it's not the same. And I'm sorry, I don't think these are doing well on social media. In fact, I know they're not doing well on social media because they've stopped uploading them every single week because they weren't doing well on social media. It's not the same. And Donnie's saying, how is showing walk-ups that present people as stars a bad thing? You're not presenting them as stars. You're presenting them as average day people. They're wearing normal clothes, not their ring attire. Half the time, to be honest, clothes that their character wouldn't wear. It's what they'd wear in real life, and that bothers me because this is meant to be larger than life. That is meant to be professional wrestling, and it's like, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense in any way, shape, or form. But, Angie, I want to get your response.
Honestly, it's not too far-fetched of like I do kind of miss the stuff that Kevin Dunn was doing and everything, but there were also some hiccups whenever it came down to some of the entrances and everything, i.e. Sin Cara, if he was around for that. Wasn't he? He was around for that.
He was. Yeah, that was funny.
So, like, his freaking debut had it to where he winded up botching his entrance. How do you just started and he missed, I think, if I remember correctly, it was when he did the springboard into the ring. He almost didn't clear it. Like, I think he grazed the top rope when he was trying to springboard
to be fair,
into
on that part, you can't blame Kevin Dunn for that. That was more on Sin Cara.
I know, but he could have cut that away.
He didn't have to
or
do
at least
Bro
something.
Dirty like that.
Like you had full view of the debut mistake there, and then now it's like, oh my gosh, it was so bad. Like, his cuts away from the botches were not really timed as well as they are now.
Okay.
At least as far as I think. So like, I think like we're doing now with the new production team. Just Kevin Dunn. Just come on, dude.
I understand, right? I do understand that there was a lot of issues with him, and there was a great comment here. AJ Styles' debut, dreadful. I still haven't forgiven Kevin Dunn for that, right? Don't get me wrong, terrible. But, like, Lee fit into making mistakes with camera cuts. Now, the fact that he does less of them, I do agree is better, right? But that is really the only positive that I personally see in this. And Donnie says, if that bothers you, you must have no other problems in life. No, I think it is a big problem with the product.
It's slightly hyperbolic.
Wrestling is meant to feel larger than life, right? That is ultimately the sentence which describes sports entertainment. It's a sentence which Vince would use over and over and over again, and it is true. And immediately, within the first 2 minutes of a show, you are making it feel more like life than larger than life. And that's the flip here. And that's why I think it's a big, big issue. But Mary, I want to get your thoughts.
I mean, with entrances, I get it. The walk-ins, they're sometimes a little redundant. You know, we don't need to see everybody walking in from the back of the parking lot. No, we don't. We kind of want to see the music hit. But sometimes for certain people, it actually does work. But do they need to be doing it for every single person? No, not really. But then again, it's like, how else are we going to see them? Are we just going to watch the ring until their music hits? No.
Yeah.
We're going to see them. We're going to see them come and be like, oh, they're actually here. You know, presentability, I feel like, yeah, it's a little bit redundant, but I don't see that as an actual issue, though. But if we're going to talk about like in ring camera cuts for matches, oh yeah, stop it. We don't need to see a camera cut every spot. Quit it. No, we need to watch the action. Stop cutting it to a different perspective every 2 seconds.
Might I add one more thing?
Yeah.
One other thing that also bothered me during the Kevin Dunn stuff is also the timing of the pyro. The timing of the pyro, especially.
That wasn't his fault. That's not on him. That isn't on him.
That wasn't on him?
Slightly different job, technically. But, like, I mean, if you think about, like, Undertaker catching fire and stuff like that, I mean, he's
their boss. He's those people's boss, but that's not on him.
Okay. So I was just going to point that out for a minute because I was going to be like, not only the botch with the Undertaker, but also the timing for the pyro for Cody Rhodes as well, like during WrestleMania. That was rough. And that didn't get better until months later. like almost 2-3 months later, they actually got the timing right for that.
Fair enough. I mean, Fernando agrees with me, though. Thank you very much, Fernando. And I do agree with this, Donnie. I love the camera cuts when it's from backstage to in the ring. I do love that, right? I'm not having to go at everything he does, but it's the way that he's changed how the product looks on a weekly basis is what I don't personally like about it. But Clark, up next, what is your unpopular opinion?
We talk about tribalism all the time in professional wrestling. My unpopular opinion is that WWE diehard fans are afraid of AEW, and it doesn't make any sense to me. I've never understood it. AEW injects a competitive nature into this industry. It carries the industry. It makes it important. You need a challenger brand. You need AEW. And the hatred towards AEW is like being afraid of having your favorite stuffed animal, your comfort toy, taken away. And that bothers me to death. Give them both a shot. They should and can both exist. And so it may be unpopular, but I believe, sorry, like put your pacifier and your Care Bear down. And AEW is helpful to the WWE, whether you like it or not.
Undeniably true. Undeniably true. And I don't understand it either, Clark. It makes absolutely no sense to me. But what do you think, Angie?
Gosh, when it comes down to it, like it doesn't make sense to me of like just like how tribalist the fans can get and everything, because of the fact like yeah, there was a while where like it was just WWE being like the end all be all and everything, but then like people started to wisen up and be like, hey, there's other stuff out there too. And then AEW decided to do their thing and everything, and kind of give us what we used to have with the ruthless aggression era, the attitude era. And then suddenly it's like, oh, it's not the same, blah blah blah. It's like, no, can we enjoy different variants of wrestling, especially stuff that gives us that nostalgia feel sometimes without it being an issue, please?
Bang on the money there, but what about you, Merry?
I've said
I
this.
believe you're muted. Oh, never mind.
I've said this already once, and I'll say it again. To someone who's been a diehard WWE fan since basically birth, I 100% agree. This is not something I'm going to be debating on. I'm sorry. I know this is a debate, but that is 100% facts. I have been diving into All Elite Wrestling since I started in WR, haha. But it has truly expanded the brain, this big old brain I got, in all aspects of professional wrestling, that not everything is entertainment, that there could actually be something different to this for once, rather than just seeing the similarities within one company. We could branch out. It's no different with employment. You're going to want to branch out to different things, to different careers. As far as professional wrestling, not everything's going to be, rinse and repeat or the same exact thing. It's going to get creative. It's going to get different. And that's why All Elite Wrestling is very 100%, 1000% beneficial. So yeah,
absolutely.
Expect me to argue on that, because I'm not.
I mean, that's the thing with this, to be honest, Clark. Like, I don't understand for a single second why anybody on the planet would want AEW to fail, unless they have legitimately a personal rivalry with Tony Khan, or they're Ari Emanuel or Triple H, right? Those are the only people who should want AEW to fail, because to the point which all three of you have made, literally having AEW helps the pro wrestling landscape as a whole. More jobs, more competition, more wrestling for the fans. It's just a bonus. It's ideal. Yeah, there are accounts dedicated on Twitter and Instagram to pointing out every little flaw by AEW, preying on their downfall, and that's what I can't get my head around. So, Clark, honestly, I think great opinion.
I truly don't understand it. And it's funny because I tried to bring a little bit more controversy here, and we might find it in the comment section later, to be honest. Because it does seem like we're all a little bit in agreement here. But when I went to Collision last night, and you saw a lot of WWE shirts. If you wear an AEW shirt to a WWE show, it's a little different. There's something there that is just bizarre to me. It doesn't feel like it's one way at all. No, because there are AEW fans that are like, I refuse to watch the WWE. They made me a lapsed wrestling fan, and I got brought back by AEW. That exists too, right?
Yeah.
Multiple things can be true at once. That absolutely exists. But nobody batted an eye at the amount of WWE merchandise that poured into the Front Wave Arena in Oceanside last night. And everyone enjoyed a great show and was talking about not only last night's Collision, but SmackDown in the conversations that you would hear. And I love people watching as much as anybody in the world, right? And there's no better place to people watch than a wrestling show. And the conversations you would overhear, like you just catch a little bit of it, talking about the industry as a whole. And I just think that's beautiful. I wish there was more of it. Now, don't get me wrong. Criticism is deserved at times. There's no doubt. There's time and place for it.
Oh, yeah. So this is about
very
criticism, though. It's about preying on the downfall of a company.
But it's about the preying on the downfall specifically. Exactly. That's exactly where I was going with it, Ben, right? Like, it's about the intention.
There's a comment here. And the second half of it, I completely agree with you, Donnie. There are, sickos online, the AEW fans. Is a small proportion. If you say anything negative about them, they will come for your neck. We've seen it time and time again, and those fans are just as bad as these fans right now. Yes. But the part where I'm going to disagree is the Tony Khan constructive criticism thing. Because Tony Khan stayed after the event in Wembley Arena, right? When they came to Forbidden Door, and he was asking reporters and stuff, have you got any feedback, all this? He wants to hear criticism. He wants to hear what fans think. He even goes online himself, and some people hate on him for that. They say he listens to fans too much. But I do think it's very unfair to say Tony doesn't listen to constructive criticism when I know for a fact he does that. But the sickos, I absolutely do agree with you there. But up next, guys, we are going to Angie. Angie, what is your unpopular wrestling opinion?
I'm going to apologize ahead of time. And I do ask that you guys hear me out on this, because I've been on a Miz kick for a quick minute. And I finally figured it out, especially when it came down to Alex Riley and Daniel Bryan. The Miz was the textbook definition of a Power Rangers villain. Okay, hear me out. Hold on. Because the thing that really begged the most when it came down to some of the villains and everything was the fact that they challenged the team. They always gave them something to where it made the Power Rangers teams stronger. Like there was something like, oh wow, we have this new created boss battle to deal with. Now what do we do? Okay, we need to hone our skills, upgrade our weapons, let's make things happen. And with Miz, when it came down to it, he was one of those heels that actually put some of the newbies over and was able to go ahead and give them baby's first rivalry, basically. And I think he did a pretty good job with that.
Honestly, Angie, I'm going to be completely honest here. It took me a second to get what you meant there, but now that I get it, I agree. He does make, he is the villain who makes his opponents look good and brings the best out of them. You are right. Mm-hmm. He does do that, and he's underappreciated for doing that. So honestly, I agree with you. I mean, Clark.
Yay!
I can't lie to you. I agree with a lot of what you said. The Power Rangers thing was pretty roundabout. I was struggling there for a second. I will say this. I think The Miz monetized being annoying, maybe the best the Vinny heel in the history of wrestling. Mm-hmm. And most of the Power Ranger villains were annoying. So I see that. But where I disagree is the Power Ranger villains generally like would get defeated by the Power Rangers, right? Miz, yes, while he put a ton of people over, he's still the star of his own career, if you ask him. And I don't see him necessarily as like
I actually disagree with that. I agree with Angie. I think he's basically put everyone over apart from that one WrestleMania main event he'll never shut up about.
And then the Daniel Bryan promo, right?
Yeah, but even then, Daniel Bryan went over on him.
I mean, it's true, but he tagging with truth. I mean,
but then when he won the
Power Rangers is tough here. It's that's one that's like which villain? Lord Zed? Do you think he's not Lord Zed? If we're talking Power Ranger villains, which villain? Anything... Like, give me a villain to work with here, Ange. Which one is it? Zed was way worse than Miz. I watched the whole program.
He's kind of not wrong.
Zed is 50. Lord Zed is like
wasn't it
Roman Reigns.
The one that had like the golden armor and everything with Rita
But he
Repulsa?
was a hero. He helped them, no?
There were some
did. He turned babyface.
Where... And what did the Miz do?
I did not know my Power Ranger knowledge would be tested so.
I think this is the guy who like helps the. Wait, maybe I'm getting confused now.
Goldar's a good call. Goldar's a good call. Goldar's a good call.
Sorry, Goldar, that's a different guy.
No, Lord Zed's the most dangerous one in the game, though.
Yeah, he's actually the one that's the most dangerous.
He's the final boss.
He is like full blown. Like,
yeah, you don't want to mess with Zed.
Rita Repulsa was the main villain, but she was also not. This is going to be controversial to say with any Power Rangers fans coming around. Rita Repulsa was not as strong as Lord Zed. So like he was more so being like, look, I'm just gonna see how this goes.
He's trying.
I've asked ChatGPT, right? I've used a bottle of water, unfortunately, and it's come up with this. It's come up with Lord Zed is the one most like the Miz because of the over-the-top ego, dramatic presence, master manipulator, and thinks he's the main character. So that's the answer, according to...
Okay.
Zed is Roman Reigns.
Okay, Chat
Thank you. Yes.
Zed is Roman Reigns. Don't you talk about Zed like that. That was my favorite action figure as a kid. I even rooted for the bad guys in Power Rangers.
He is a brilliant plug and play, Donnie. I completely agree. But Mary, what's your take on this one?
Donnie hit the nail on the head. He's definitely a plug and play worker, and he has been since the very, very, very beginning. We all love him as the most annoying SOB on TV, but that's who he is. He's defined his career as that annoying villain, and whether he Lord Zed, whether he, Darth Vader, I can get into other different villains, but I love
yeah, there's more than enough.
Oh my gosh, Pedro the Fifth is saying, but did Miz go 1-5 with the Rangers in the season 3 finale?
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. 1 on 5. The numbers advantage. So I've been saying the whole time.
Rangers Republic here. That's
Yes, he is. By the way, Donnie,
in the Star Wars lexicon, Miz is Greedo. Brilliant shout, actually.
I'll take that.
That's fair.
Yes, sir. Right, up next, Mary, what is your most unpopular wrestling opinion? No N, as we pointed out that I didn't put earlier on. But yeah.
Wrestling. Since we brought him up, I will just sum it all up in a couple sentences here. Roman Reigns' promo skills need to be given credit to John Cena. Without that promo exchange between the two around WrestleMania, well, after he retired The Undertaker, I know that's where he was at such a standstill with how he was on the mic, let alone how much he was booked and how he was the villain, to say the least, the anti-hero villain that we all hated during the time. We were sick of him. We didn't want him on the TV. But when a certain someone brought him down a size and realized that he is good, that he is better than this if he just actually tried, I think after that, that's when the wheels started turning for him. The WrestleMania main events just kept coming, and I don't think we give John Cena a lot of credit for that. That is
okay. Sorry, Mary, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm just kind of dragging it on, but
fair enough. But I'm gonna be honest, Mary, I completely and utterly disagree with you. I actually think that promo hurt Roman Reigns. I think that promo gave him a confidence crisis that until then he took his break away for a little bit. I think that really, really hurt him and made him lose confidence. I feel like what helped him was fans disappearing and the pandemic happening and him working so closely with Paul Heyman.
That was the low point. That to be the low point of his career without being brought down to that low, I don't think the career of Roman Reigns would be as what he is right now.
So it needed the rock bottom to get to the top.
Basically, that he had to hit the very, 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 very deep bottoms of Mr. Cena's golden shovel, and he buried him. I think burying him was for the better of his career. 100%.
Wow. I'm going to be honest. Personally, I just don't feel like it would have made a difference. I think everything else would have played out the same, apart from I think Roman Reigns would have had more confidence in the 6 months after that. But I still think it would have, gone round in that circle. But I mean, Angie, what's your thoughts on this one?
It helped him the same way that CM Punk helped out MJF.
Oh,
there was a promo that I remember where CM Punk just read him for filth and called him the Miz. Like I can't remember the exact wording, but he called him the Miz basically.
You're just like a fluffed up Miz. It was something to that extent.
And a less famous Miz.
Less famous
Miz.
November 24th, 2022, I believe.
Jeez,
and then you saw how everything just flipped after that, right? That's the feeling I got from it. I'm not saying it's on that same caliber, but it definitely had that feeling to me. So like I'm with Mary on that one.
Wow, okay. Might actually have been 2021 even. It might be November 24th, 2020. It was November 24th. That's what I know. And the reason that I know it is my birthday's the day after it. And it passed midnight. And I was like, well, it's technically my birthday now. I switched on Dynamite and I saw that promo. Brilliant promo. But yeah, I mean, interesting.
Also, I want to put in the fact that I didn't see a lot of AEW. I am also not like a tribalist or anything. I just see things and I'm just like, you know what, that was cool, that was awesome, and that was a really great promo. And gosh geez, did I feel the heat off of that verbal backhand from CM Punk. I'm like, Max
got him too though.
That's the thing. I want to be honest, I thought Max
won the promo battle. It's 18 minutes.
I thought the line, I don't drop pipe bombs, I drop nukes. I thought at that moment MJF won that promo.
Calling him PG Punk, taking his ball and going home. The lines that Max dropped, I thought Max won that promo in particular. If we're breaking that,
it was
down.
a tennis match. It was back and forth.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was back and forth a lot, but it was still really good.
Absolutely.
Want to say this because I don't want to fully disagree with Mary. I think she made some good points, but the net of it is, I believe personally that Roman Reigns, the most important thing that happened to his career was when he showed up in a black t-shirt that didn't really matter after the initial encounter that said wreck everyone and leave. And then he speared rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt, the Fiend. And he looked at him and he stood over him and he said, you're just a freak in a mask. And for years following that particular moment, Roman Reigns became something He was always destined. We always thought what his ceiling could look like. Hang on. This is so real. And then they show you Monday and the camera's on Roman and then it's Paul Heyman. That's the most important thing that happened to Roman Reigns, because when he found that wheelhouse, he became the, finger quotes, best player in the league. He became the most must-watch person there is. The guy you want to defeat. He made Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes finishing his story is nothing without the Roman Reigns part of it. And
I mean, nothing.
If we go back to even the idea of, and John Cena mentioned it, this week, that there was a potential for him to win at SummerSlam against Roman Reigns. No, thank you. In hindsight, it's always 2020. The most important thing that happened to Roman Reigns was that re-debut, that return, following, remember, Braun Strowman filled in for him against Goldberg at WrestleMania 36 in the Performance Center, right? And so coming off the heels of that, it was supposed to be Roman, right? That match was supposed to be Roman Goldberg, spear versus spear, all day long, right? That's not what we got. But what we did get was the best version of Roman Reigns we've ever seen. He launched himself into the lexicon. And so that's where I'm like, I don't think anyone had anything to do with it other than they finally got it right with the guy that they should have got it right with in Roman Reigns long ago.
No, I do agree. I do agree completely, to be honest. And so does Donnie, saying I hate agreeing with Clark, but he's not wrong on that one.
You're welcome, Clark.
I mean, I was about to make a joke. I'm not going to make the joke, actually. Okay, this is a joke. This is a joke, everybody. But if there's one person who's to blame, and again, this is a joke, it's not serious, it's whoever leaked COVID into the existence, right?
Yes.
They're the only person who is to blame.
That's totally fair.
But yeah, I mean, you are right, Clark. Without the no crowds, like I said, but also without the character change, and I do think actually Roman Reigns in real life is a bit more like the tribal chief character, even though that's obviously dialed up a lot compared to who he was as a babyface. I do think he is that guy. He views himself as the guy who wants to be the face of his family, the head of the table. I think all of that is real. I think it's just dialed up in professional wrestling, manner, and that is when the best gimmicks happen, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think the most interesting thing about Roman's arc is we tried, like, his interactions between Brock Lesnar and Undertaker, who just by pure value, if you're looking at 2010 to 2020, the amount of times that Roman and those two cross paths is more often than most anybody else on the roster, right? So he had opportunities, but you're calling him the big dog. You're doing the my yard thing, right? And it's you're getting rubs that makes sense, and he was a star in some ways, but we never knew who Roman really was
until Cena brought him down a size.
See, I don't know that because I think the low point was actually the dog food segment with Baron Corbin.
Yeah,
that was the low bottom. To me. That was rock bottom. Well over the Cena thing. Like, I think that was as low.
The Cena thing. To be fair,
it was more like a shove. Like, you're better than this, Roman. If you're going to be the guy.
What's interesting is I wonder what the plan was for 36 with Goldberg and Roman had it not gone down the way it did. Because it clearly changed everything. And there was some time between all of that, right? Jokes aside and everything else. Like, everybody suffered during the pandemic. It was not great for anybody. That's a fact. But the reality is, what does the match with Goldberg look like at 36 at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay? If in an alternate universe, I don't think it's the same. The wreck everyone and leave segment was the defining moment. That was, wait a minute. He is the biggest deal. And timing is everything sometimes. Timing is everything. And the timing was perfect because it was needed. Right? The way that it all went down. And I just think that's something that I don't want to say overlooked, but in hindsight, it's going to look prettier than it did even at the time.
Well, yeah, I do completely agree with you. And I think, yeah, I mean, look, the Cena promo did not help, but I do agree that ultimately it was a character change. It was him taking some time away and being like, I need a change. So it really was either, depending on what conspiracy theory you believe, who dropped the test tube or didn't wash their hands after touching a bat. Whichever one you agree, it's, you know, it's one of those options. But it does bring us, guys, to the end of the show. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Clark. Thank you, Angie. We will be back same time, same place tomorrow to answer your questions for Mailbag Monday. See you guys then. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.